Hello everybody! So today I was actually planning on filming a morning routine, which I will end up filming, I promise. Last night I suddenly decided to change this video into something a little bit different. Yesterday when I was at uni, someone asked me, why don't you make YouTube your full-time job? I went in the bath last night and I started to think about it and I wrote all these notes. I've basically written an essay, just kind of going into detail as to why so many YouTubers become more unhappy the more successful they become. Why we are always seeing a theme of successful YouTubers opening up about their insecurities or their sadness or their loneliness or depression when they're being so successful on this platform. I also just want to make a really quick disclaimer just saying that these are my own opinions, and obviously what someone experiences someone else might not. You can't just generalize what everyone is feeling because everyone feels things differently, but these are just some things that I have noticed and something that I've also experienced myself, and I just wanted to shine light on this whole entire topic and just talk about it and use this platform as a way of enlightening people, I guess, on things that aren't really talked about. So yeah, let's just get into it. I have so many notes to get through. So the whole entire thesis of this video is basically, why are we seeing so many YouTubers open up about being unhappy or depressed or sad or lonely the more successful that they become? This is something that's happening all the time. Recently with the Dolan twins.
We have been thinking about this for months now.
It's happened with Zoella. As you can see, she hasn't uploaded in a year for some of these reasons that I'm going to be talking about. We've seen it with Casey Neistat.
It's not clickbait. I really am ending the vlog.
And that's just to name a few. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is the money aspect of YouTube. I think this is kind of the underlying fundamental core of why YouTube causes so much stress to creators. So for full-time YouTubers, YouTube is their sole income, and I know a lot of the time YouTubers say like, oh, I get money from sponsorships, I get them from collaborations with companies or businesses or products, and the YouTube AdSense is just a small portion of the revenue that they get. But in the grand scheme of things, if their main platform is YouTube, they're getting sponsorships because of their YouTube videos. Although the predominant part of their money isn't coming from YouTube videos specifically, the sponsorships and stuff like that is kind of offspringing from that, if that makes sense. So it does mean that their content has to align with, did you just hear that? That was my throat. Essentially, if their views are down, their income is down. And the thing with YouTube is the money that you make from AdSense fluctuates so much each month. I can say that from experience. For example, these aren't exact figures, by the way. I'm just kind of throwing them off the top of my head, but just to give context, 2 months ago, I made $5,000. And last month I made $1,000. You just can't judge what you're going to make. If you're using YouTube as your fundamental income, you're relying on that money to pay for your rent, to pay for your family, to pay for your dogs, to pay for your mortgage, to pay for your pets, to pay for your children, to pay for your children's schooling, to pay for your family, to pay for food, to pay to eat, to pay to your holidays, to pay off all your loans, to pay off your credit card debts. They are solely relying on this income to pay for all these things, and they don't know how much income they're gonna make the next month. That would add so much pressure. This whole concept in itself, I can imagine, would put so much pressure on that creator to, one, upload frequently, like once a week, so they're constantly getting new traffic.
I start to realize that I'm running out of time because my goal is always to upload once a week.
And then that situation, I can imagine, would put them in a situation where they now feel like instead of making videos because they want to, they're making videos because they have to. And like any job, if you're forced to do something and know that you have to do it, it kind of takes the fun out of it. Another point that I wanted to talk about is that being a big successful YouTuber would give the creator an overwhelming desire to please and make the viewers happy. I know for you guys, I have this like overwhelming amount of just gratitude because you've literally just given me this amazing thing that is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I would never want to let you down, and I think everyone would feel that way. If someone's given you something, you don't want to let them down. I think that puts a lot of pressure on the creator to create content that will appeal to that audience. That's when another problem comes in, where you are now making content because that's what your audience wants, but it's no longer what you want to make.
This isn't really who I am. I've grown so much from who I am acting like, but like I don't want to act like my new self because I feel like people don't know him yet and they don't want to see him.
So then you're in this rut of filming videos that are going to be successful for your audience, but you're just not resonating with that anymore.
Something that I haven't ever done is allow myself really to change on here based on fear and based on success.
It gets to the point where you're putting every single other person first before yourself. You can't make good content if you're not happy within yourself. So although it's amazing that you want to please your audience, it also kind of puts you in an awkward position, because then you want to please them, but then also you're not happy with what you're doing, so then you don't know what to do, but you keep doing it anyway, and then you just kind of get worse and worse and in the same situation because you're dragging it on for longer. This also coincides with the fact that everyone grows, everyone changes. I've changed since I started my channel, and you can probably see that in my videos. I was watching back my old videos last night, and it's just really strange to watch back. And some people are gonna leave comments like, I miss the old you. Not uncommon to see creators falling into the trap of trying to be the person that they were 2 years ago. And I can imagine that that would put a massive pressure on the creator, because you feel so disconnected to the person that you're putting out there, and it's just someone that you're just not anymore. And I don't think that's a bad thing. People change all the time and change for the better. They probably are dying to put that in their videos, but then they have this fear that people are going to be like, I miss the old you, I miss the old videos, why are you acting strange, when really it's just who they are now, and that's okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about is that YouTube isn't a 9 to 5 job. It's something that doesn't end. It's constantly with you. The traditional 9 to 5 office job, you get ready for work, go to work, leave work at 5 o'clock, it's over, you take your work clothes off and you just completely forget about it. You hang out with your friends and then you have the weekends off. But with YouTube, there's no time where you stop working. Although you technically aren't filming a video, you go onto your Instagram account and you see all the comments from your followers, or you see all the likes, or you see your following. You go hang out with your friends, but then they're talking about your videos. Basically, what I'm trying to say is there's no distinct barrier between work and pleasure, and it all just kind of morphs into one thing. And I can imagine that that would get extremely confusing and kind of overwhelming, and it would be hard to shut off from that. Face value, it seems like such a cool thing because like you're working in something that you love, but if you're constantly never able to switch off from it, you're going to start resenting it, and it's going to start having negative effects on your mental health. When you're constantly being reminded of work, that's when it becomes bad. I don't know what other word I was trying to think of. Like I mentioned before, there's this pressure to please everyone. Everything that you do is under public scrutiny. I don't know how to say it. Scrutiny. Everything that you do, everything that you post, everything that you say is going to be under public scrutiny. It also means that people want an explanation for everything that you do. So say you order a drink at a restaurant and they bring you a plastic straw. This person could never use plastic straws for the past 5 years, and just this one moment where there was a plastic straw, and that was just because the restaurant gave it to them. This is such a bad example. Say they put that picture of that drink with the straw, I guarantee that they'll get at least 50 messages from people being like, you're not saving the planet, you're killing the turtles. I can't even begin to imagine how hard it would be having to constantly analyze everything that you're posting before you post it, just in case a few people might get offended. Oh, this is something that I've noticed with YouTube couples or like friendships. They put their relationships frequently online, like they're uploading videos with them, collabs, photos on Instagram, pictures on their stories. Kind of paints the picture that their whole entire relationship is perfect and they never fight, they never argue, everything's just amazing, when in reality every single couple fights. And I think it's very toxic to put this image online that your relationship's perfect and to have people be like, oh my god, your relationship goals, because we don't know what their relationship is like outside of those videos. And I think it's very damaging to the audience and also the couple to portray themselves as this perfect relationship when it's not like that, and no relationship is like that. Every relationship goes through ups and downs. That's completely okay. I just think it puts so much pressure on that couple when people are being like, oh my god, your relationship goals, or the minute you don't upload with them, it's like, oh, where are they? Did you break up? Something else that kind of relates to that. The thing with YouTubers is they start off as just like this normal person in their bedroom, in their house, and they gradually become successful. I think for people like that, it can be a little bit overwhelming, where you go from like this normal person, just like a few friends, family, to then suddenly having this surge of people, thousands of people be like, oh my god, I love you, you're my idol, you saved my life. It's kind of strange to have that overwhelming amount of admiration when you haven't been exposed to that before. It's really hard to explain. What I'm trying to say is I just don't think I'll ever be able to get used to it. It's just so crazy to me. And every time I think about the fact that I have people that support me so much, just makes me want to cry with happiness, and I'm so grateful. But also it can be very overwhelming if you're not used to having that kind of admiration. But when it happens suddenly, I can imagine that it does feel a little bit strange and overwhelming and foreign. Kind of see it with YouTubers that are obviously very extroverted. For example, Tana Mojo, she's very extroverted, very outgoing. She handles her success really, really well, and you can tell that she's just like absolutely thriving with having this admiration being thrown at her. I feel like people are going to take that the wrong way, where I'm saying that people don't appreciate the followers that they have or the success that they've been given. I'm just saying that it can be a little bit overwhelming, especially for people that aren't really extroverted like that. And I don't mean it in a bad way. Please don't think that I'm meaning that in a bad way, because I really, really don't. All I'm saying is it can be quite strange, a quite bizarre feeling. That's what I mean. It's just a bizarre feeling that's very hard to get used to. For my final point, the YouTube algorithm. I was showed a really interesting video about the trending page, which I'm gonna link below because it's very insightful and quite sad actually. YouTube has changed a lot in the past few years. It's constantly been evolving. When I was watching it when I was like 14, 13, 12 years old, it's changed a lot. Basically what mattered was views and subscribers. So if you had subscribers, you'd get views. If you had views, you'd have subscribers. Whereas now the YouTube algorithm has changed, so people can subscribe but they don't see that you're uploading, and YouTube kind of determines what videos are shown on their homepage or what videos are shown to you, which is why sometimes you'll go on YouTube and you'll just be shown this really strange video out of random, and you'll watch it and then you'll see all the comments be like, why did YouTube recommend this to me? And it could be a video from like 4 years ago about a train or something. So strange. I don't know why that happens. It's good because it gives people that don't have a following the potential to have their videos put out there and go viral. But also it means that YouTube has full control of whose videos are successful and whose videos aren't. And you can kind of see that with my videos, where some videos get views, some videos don't. And that's simply because YouTube recommends some videos but then doesn't recommend others. And that's just YouTube now. That puts so much pressure on creators to create videos that are more likely to get put on recommended. So this could be thumbnails, be over 10 minutes long. Spoiler, people make 10-minute long videos because they can add multiple ads on them, which means more money, and also it gets recommended more. Instead of views and subscribers, it's down to watch time, which means that if you have more audience retention, so the majority of people watch a 10-minute video to the 8-minute mark, that's pretty decent. Whereas if someone watches a video and only watches 3 minutes of it, it's not as good. So it's not gonna get broadcasted, recommended, that's the word. It's a good and bad thing. It's good for the viewers because it means that they're watching good content, but it's also bad because creators have to put so much effort into their videos now in order for it to get recommended, which is a good and bad thing. I guess it just depends how you take it. So that marks the end of this video. I've been talking for a very long time, maybe about an hour. We'll see how much we can condense this video. Don't worry, I'm gonna edit it and condense it down to hopefully like 8 minutes. That was my little rant for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was kind of a strange video to be putting out there, but it's just on my mind and I wanted to talk about it, and yeah, hopefully it helps. Thank you so much for watching. Obviously, I will film a morning routine probably this week or next week. Thank you so much for watching. I want to say that I have so much respect for all the YouTubers out there that are doing this. I know that it can get very tedious and hard and draining and overwhelming, and I just want to say that if you are doing this, you're doing an amazing job. If you're a big YouTuber or if you're a small YouTuber, you're doing great, and I think you need to give yourself more credit for that. So yeah, I love you all. I shall see you in my next video. Of course, I'm never gonna stop doing this, even if everyone cringes at it right now. I shall see you in my next video. If you want to watch my next video, bye. No, I had lipstick on my teeth. That's embarrassing. Bye.